Bangladesh, a Southeast Asian country which won its independence in 1971, has a rich cultural heritage, reaching back over 1,000 years. With over 70% of its population living in rural areas and most working in agriculture, the identity of its people is deeply intertwined with the land. For me, Bangladesh represents resilience. Resilience through violent political instability, ongoing floods and natural disasters, and conditions of extreme poverty. The country is constantly rebuilding. The people are continually reshaping their lives around the changing conditions and striving to create a viable future for their children. I saw this firsthand while documenting the human rights work of Uttaran, a grassroots, non-government organization based in southwestern Bangladesh. For over 30 years, Uttaran has transformed thousands of lives in severely poor communities and has made an indelible impact on the greater society.
Uttaran vision to establish a society without discrimination, to establish people's right, demanding a society. The women, the untouchable people are not discriminated by the law, by the society.
Uttaran, which means upliftment in Bangla, originated in Tala, a small town in the rural area of southwest Bangladesh. Shahidul Islam and his fellow university students would meet under a tree at his parents' house. The young minds discussed the social injustices around them and began teaching local children who were too poor or forbidden from going to school.
If you visit the Uttaran groups, you can see the already social transformation has been taken place. Many women, they come forward from his own life. They are now involved with mainstream developing activities. They are quite aware about gender discrimination, class discrimination, and they are quite capable to deal their own problem even.
The self-empowerment approach to social change was documented in a 1995 film produced by Oxfam. The film illustrated Uttaran's impact through the stories of 3 villagers involved in Uttaran's early group formation and microfinance programs. Bahanur Begum and her husband Habibur Rahman were among the first to champion Uttaran's progressive view of gender equality. Over 7 years, the couple let go of the traditional view that a woman has no legal rights and that her place is strictly indoors, serving her husband and family. Bahanur took a loan from Uttaran and established a women's cooperative rice mill. Habibur also took a loan, and he set up a men's cooperative fish farm. Habibur began helping out with the household work, and he committed to educating their daughter to the same level as their son. In a nearby village, Shukjan, a poor widow and mother, joined Uttaran after she had been attacked and raped shortly after her husband passed away. Uttaran helped her press charges against the attacker and gave her loans and training to start a women's tile factory. The events in the film had happened 15 years before. I wanted to know what had happened with Uttaran, with the community around them, and with Bahanur, Habibur, and Shukjan. How had their lives progressed? My partner Aaron and I flew off to Bangladesh to find out. We traveled to Uttaran's Tala Training Center, the regional headquarters and home base for Uttaran group members. The center was being expanded to host NGO leaders and international guests. who would come for workshops on advancing social justice issues in their home communities. From there, we set out to find Bahanur, Habibur, and Shukjan to find out how their lives had changed over the last 15 years. Today, Bahanur and Habibur live comfortably in a concrete house on an acre of land which they own. Their son and daughter are now fully grown and live outside the home. They have since had a third child, who is a top student in school.
এবং সমান খেলাধুলা মানে একটা মেয়ে যে খেলাধুলার আলাদা খেলনা ওরকম ছেলের আলাদা খেলনা এখন আমরা যৌথভাবে সবাই ছেলে মেয়ের একই রকম খেলনা কিনে এখন শেখায় যে যেমন একটা মেয়েতে সাইকেল চালালে মানে এ খুব খারাপ এটা ছেলেতে সাইকেল চালালে কোনো দোষ হয় না এখন আমরা ছেলেও যেমন দেখি মেয়েও এরকম দেখি আগে যুগে
When Uttaran organized different meetings, she came, and she always took a stand for the women. It is great success of Uttaran. Through the Uttaran program, thousands of women like Bahanur. And if you visit the area, if you talk with the women, it is quite different than other part of Bangladesh.
আমাদের যে নিয়ম কানুনগুলো আছে এইটা আমাদের বন্দি করে রাখছো আমরা উত্তরণ করার পরে তাদের সাথে আমরা প্রশিক্ষণ পেয়ে আমরা জানি যে যেরকম মহিলাদের একটা বউ থাকতে আর একটা বিবাহ করতে পারে আমাদের কোনো আইন কানুনে আমরা এইভাবে আমার থাকতে এখন আমরা জানি যে বউ একটা থাকলে আর একটা বিবাহ করতে গেলে তার বড় বড় অনুমতি লাগবে এবং ওই বউ যদি ছাড়িয়ে দেয় তার বাচ্চা কাছে থাকলে তার বাচ্চার ফরফর দেওয়া লাগবে 18 বছর পর্যন্ত মেয়ে আর 12 বছর পর্যন্ত ছেলে
Bahanur is still an active member of a local Uttaran's women's group. She's become a leader and role model to many other rural women. She also still co-owns and works at the rice mill.
কারণ আমাদের জমি জায়গা কিছু নেই আমরা আমাদের রাইস মিল আমাদের উত্তরণে তো আমাকে টাকা দিয়ে আমাদের রাইস মিল দিয়েছে আমাদের নামে রাইস মিল দিয়েছে আমরা সেই রাইস মিলে কাজ করি এখন সে জায়গায় আমাকে এখন 2 টাকা খরচ করতে পারবো যেমন এখন শাড়ি এখন কিনে যে আমার এখন শাড়ি কিনে আনলেন তো আমার এখন যদি এখন 10 টাকা শাড়ি আনতে তাও আমাকে মেনে নিতে এখন আমরা জানি যে আমরা 10 টাকা শাড়ি আমরা আয় করতে শিখি যে 100 টাকা শাড়ি কিনে পারবো
At home, Bahanur and Habibur continue to share the household duties.
তখনও করতাম এখনও করি গরু দুরু খাতে দিচ্ছি এত মহিলা দিতে হবে সে দেখা গেল রাত দিচ্ছে তাহলে আমি মাঠের থেকে দেখলাম আমি গরু দুরু খাতে দিলাম তার একটু সহযোগিতা করালো না
Habibur still operates the fish farm, although now he is the sole owner. He also owns an acre of land that he cultivates for rice.
আশা করি প্রথম জীবনে যা ছিল আল্লাহ পাক উত্তরণের সহযোগিতায় আমাদের কষ্টের ফলে অনেক কিছু আল্লাহ পাক দিয়েছে
অবশ্যই করে একজনের দেখা দেখে আমরা যখন বাইরে বেরোতে যখন একজন দুজন করে যখন আমি ধরেন বেরিয়ে যাই কাজ করতে আমার স্বামীর সাথে আর একজন মহিলা দেখি মনে করে কি ও কাজ করতেছে তো ওর কিছু আসছে না তো আমিও যাই কাজ করতে এই করে করে আমাদের এই মানে এই ফ্যামিলিটা সবাই কাজ করে আমাকে এলাকাটা সবাই এইরকম স্বামী
Shukjan lives in another village close to Tala. Like Bahanur and Habibur, Shukjan is living in a comfortable home with over an acre of land that she owns and cultivates.
আগে তো মাঠে বাড়ি মানে বাড়ির বাইরে হতে পারতাম না বাড়ি বের হলে নির্যাতনা করতো খুব নির্যাতনা করতো একটা মেশিন কিনে চুরি হবে মাঠেতে ফসল কেটে নিয়ে যাবে এইরকমভাবে নির্যাতনা হতে হতে মানে এবার নিষ্কার হয়ে গেল স্বামী মারার পরে তার ঘরে দেখি যে উত্তরণ সদস্য সমিতি হলাম প্রথম সমিতি আমি করলাম
As revealed in the earlier film, Shukjan was attacked and raped as a young widow. The attacker wanted to steal her land. Hours after the assault, neighbors found Shukjan near death. They contacted Uttaran. Uttaran staff got her to the hospital and paid for her care. Shahidul's mother cooked for her while she healed. With Uttaran's help, Shukjan pressed charges against the attacker. He was found guilty and put in jail for 3 years, an unheard of sentencing in favor of a poor rural woman.
Shukjan's story is very remarkable, and she fought many years. And the other community leaders, especially the women group leaders, as well the Uttaran took a stand always for her. And she is the symbol of fight.
Today, Shukjan works on the land around her house. The women's tile factory that she had helped establish 20 years ago had closed down when villagers started opting for tin roofs. Shukjan then went to work in the fields, managing to support herself and her son, as well as ensure that her son got through the highest level of public school. Her son, Shahidul, is a successful entrepreneur, and he supports her and his own son. He has stayed by Shukjan's side, in part to ensure her safety. Uttaran was officially founded in 1985. Over the next 25 years, it became an internationally recognized human rights NGO. In that time, it grew to a staff of over 300. Uttaran established offices throughout the southwest region and acquired a headquarters in the nation's capital of Dhaka.
And when we started, we thought that only not the economic activity may not help the poor people to change their position within the society. The poor people needs economic support, but not only. They need other support like health, education, legal support. They need it. And also Uttaran nowadays, Uttaran addresses that issue, not only economic.
Uttaran continues to evolve to meet the many different needs of the local population. They've expanded the issue areas that they address. Now they provide vocational training for adults, particularly those who are from severely poor and outcast communities. For the women who have to walk 10 miles almost every day to collect drinkable water, Uttaran builds new wells and oversees their maintenance. Uttaran also spearheads efforts to provide land ownership to the ultra-poor, landless population, a deeply political issue.
Uttaran is very unique, it is regional setting, and they knows the regional problem very well, and we would like to deal first the regional problem, then the national problem. And we scale up the experience in whole southeastern part of Bangladesh, especially for the tidal wetland area, coastline, we would like to do.
Every year, major flooding occurs in southwest Bangladesh, wiping out homes and farms and leaving thousands with nothing. Due to climate change and inadequate federal management of the issue, the flooding has been getting progressively worse. Uttaran has become a leader in addressing this issue. The organization provides emergency shelter to flood victims. The staff is working with government offices to better develop national policies and programs to mitigate the flooding. While learning about these programs and issue areas, we are also getting to know some of Uttaran's staff members. Our translator Shagor grew up with Uttaran. Born into an extremely poor Hindu outcast family, Shagor was facing a life of unending poverty and discrimination. Shahidul took him under his wing and personally oversaw his education. Shagor went on to attain a college degree in teaching. He now works as an English teacher at an Uttaran school that offers a curriculum with a social justice focus. Perhaps most incredible of all, Shagur has married a woman from the highest Hindu caste.
I think my son will be a doctor, and being a doctor, he will serve the other people who have no ability to get treatment. He will work for my community people, and he will earn the love and respect of other people. He will be a popular one like me.
Shidona, a longtime Uttaran staff member, arranged our meetings and transportation. Shidona had started working at Uttaran in her early 20s as a field worker. She went door to door to tell people about Uttaran's programs and values. She risked her own safety as she challenged people's traditional views. Shidona is now the senior manager of the Tala Center. Her mostly male staff of over 12 employees report to her daily.
তাছাড়া আরো একটা জিনিস হয়, মানে আমি আসলে ফিল্ডে গেলে ফিল্ডের কাজের বা মানে কোথায় কোন জিনিসটা আসলে মানে কি বললে ওদের সাথে মিশতে পারবো, খুব তাড়াতাড়ি মিশে যেতে পারে ওদের সাথে, ওরাও আমার সাথে মিশে যেতে পারে খুব তাড়াতাড়ি আপন ভাবে, এই গলা জড়াই ধরে আমার।
Uttaran's impact and work is also being carried into the future by the next generation. Jahangir, Bahanur and Habibor's oldest son, is an employee at the Tala Center. He described the role that Uttaran has played in his life.
কাজ করার সময় আমি খুব ছোট ছিলাম, তখন মাতে অনেক মানে কোলে নিতে পারতো না সময়ের অভাবে, বা অনেক কিছু করতে পারতো না, কেননা তখন আমাদের অভাব ছিল। উত্তরণ যাওয়ার পরে তখন মিলে কাজ করতো, কাজ করে আমাদের অবস্থা করতো, করার পরে আস্তে আস্তে সেনতে মানে ডেভেলপ হতে গেল।
After talking with Jahangir, we wanted to track down his sister, Samsun Nahar, but we were told she couldn't meet with us. Samsun had made it through the second highest grade and had been a top student, but she didn't get to finish her studies. She'd been married off at age 15 and was now living in her in-laws' home. Even though it's against the Bangladesh law for girls to be married before they turn 18, child marriage is still a common practice in many rural villages. Uttaran preaches the negative consequences of child marriage, so we wanted to better understand why this was the case for Jahangir's sister.
দেওয়ার পর আমার বোনটা খুবই নরম ভদ্র ছিল, থাকার পরে অনেকে অনেক কথা বলতো, বলার পরে অনেকে অনেক কিছু মন্তব্য করতো যে এরম হয়ে যাবে ওইরম হয়ে যাবে, বা আমি করবো ও করবো, এভাবে অনেকে অনেক কথা বলতে লাগলো। তখন আমরা গরিব মানুষ তো সেই জন্য নিজেরাই একটা ডিসিশন নিলাম যে যদি এখন আমাদের একটা সমস্যা হয় তখন আমাদের খুবই মারাত্মক বিষয়, কারণ আমরা গরিব মানুষ, পরে আর কিছু করতে পারবো না। তাই অল্প বয়সেই তারে আমরা পরের হাত ধরে দেওয়া হয়েছে, যাতে এই কথাটা আমরা গরিব মানুষ এই জন্য না শুনতে পারি।
দিয়ে গেছে অল্প বয়সে মা ব্যাপার হয়েছে যে বিয়ে আমি দিতে চাইছিলাম, তারপরে কাজের ক্ষেত্রে দিতে হয়েছে কেমন, যেমন আইবি আমি পাশ করার গেলি তার তেমন ছেলে লাগবে এবং তেমন দিতে হবে, এই হিসাবে এখন ভালো পাত্র পেয়ে গেলাম, সেই কারণে সে জোর পূর্বি তারা নিয়ে গেল। এখন দেয় আমার ভুল হয়ে গেছে, তারপরও
The Bangladesh government has enacted stricter laws to prevent child marriage. However, there's little enforcement. Women who fight back against these unjust gender relations are not protected from the severe retaliation that often follows. Shukjan's story illustrates this tragic reality. As Shukjan emotionally explained, the men tore down the straw fence surrounding her property, and they began to build a road right up to her house. Her son came home and tried to stop them.
তাই আমার ছেলে যখন ওই কাঁচা মেরে যখন ওই বেড়া কাটতেছে তখন 6-7 ভাইরা লাঠি ঠাঙা বডি টাঙা নিয়ে সব মারতে যাবে গ্রুপের লোকজন সব কেকান দিল মা বাড়ি আসুক মারি না একটা বাচ্চা মারি না ওই ঠেকাই দিলে দিলাই বাড়ি এসে দেখি তো ঘেরা
Finally, police arrived. But then, instead of arresting the attackers, the police immediately believed the men that it was their land and that Shukjan and her son were trying to steal from them.
আমার কোথায় হাত দেন আপনার নামে কেস হয়েছে আপনার হ্যাংকাপ দেব ওই হ্যাংকাপ আইনে বের করে তো আমার হাতে ঘুরতে দিতে কেন স্যার আমি হ্যাংকাপ দেব কেন তা এরকম পরের জায়গা জমি দখল করতেছেন কোথায় না স্যার তাহলে আপনি একটু যে ইনকোয়ারি করে আসেন
Shukjan had to bribe the police officer with all of the money she had to let her go and to prove to him that it was these men who were the liars and thieves. This time, Uttaran could not come to the rescue. The organization was also in crisis and had suspended all operations.
I was working in our Tala training center, and at that it was around 10:30 a.m. and 2 cars came at our training center, and they told our director that please come to our camp. After 3 minutes, one of my colleagues phoned me and informed that I am sure, Appa, that our director is crying. And at that time, we understood that he was tortured, and I was so shocked.
They tortured heavily. They put a black cloth in my eyes, 2 eyes. And I don't know how many times they torture.
At this time, the Bangladesh government declared a state of emergency. Full control was now in the hands of the military. Corruption was rampant. Those with money had extreme power, and those without suffered further. Wealthy business owners made lucrative deals with military groups to arrest, torture, and often kill leading Bangladeshi activists whose human rights work had obstructed the exploitation of the ultra-poor.
The charge they mentioned that I was involved with landless people. I encouraged them. But it is the law in Bangladesh, law of this land. The Khash land should be distributed among the landless people.
Uttaran's work to legally transfer government-owned land called Khash land to the severely poor landless population had prevented wealthy businessmen from claiming the land for themselves to build lucrative shrimp farms. Taking advantage of the social and political chaos, these businessmen had Shahidul arrested and jailed in order to stop Uttaran's work forever.
They shifted me from jail to hospital. And I was in the hospital for 2-3 days. That time they arrested another people.
The military used falsified charges to detain activists in jail. Shortly after their arrest, many of them were found dead, drowned in local ponds. Their deaths were reported as accidental. Shahidul's family, friends, and staff knew that they had to act fast to save him from a similar fate.
And I requested our board members, please give me the opportunity to work in Dhaka for the release of our director.
With the help of Shahidul's sister Asha, Fatima secretly made her way up north to the Dhaka office. There, she spearheaded an international campaign for Shahidul's release. Fatima and the other Uttaran staff were at great risk of being arrested as well.
And within 7 months, he was released. We feel very sorry because he was working for the rights of the poor people, but he was tortured, and that's a very, very bad experience of mine.
Yes, it was a great disaster for me, for Uttaran, my family, my colleagues and others. Still, we are not recovering everything, but we are trying to recover it. People with us definitely will recover it.
Uttaran resumed full operations within a year of Shahidul's release. Their work to transfer Kashland to the landless population continued. Today, local government offices facilitate the process.
Water or in the saline water?
I hope that our experience will be replicated all over Bangladesh. So I have a dream that we will work for the poor people of whole Bangladesh in future.
Uttaran is one kind of movement against injustice, against torture, against discrimination. It is a movement.
Their daughter's early marriage aside, Habibur and Bahanur remain a legacy story of Uttaran's impact on gender dynamics and the empowerment of rural women.
আমাদের বাড়িতে যখন এসে ভিডিও করতো ছবি উঠাইতো তখন ধনী লোকের দৌড়া সাইডে থাকে তারা উড়ুকে ছিল নাকি যে এই বাটায় আমাকে আর উপায় নেই মান সম্মান এখন আমাদের পক্ষে মহিলাদের কোনো তো নেই এখন যে জায়গায় মহিলারা বিচারপতি সব জায়গায় অংশগ্রহণ করে ফেলেছে এখন আর মহিলাগিরা কোনো দিকে ডবন করে
আমার প্রথম জীবনে আশা ছিল যে ছেলে মেয়ে আল্লাহ পাক দিলি তাদের লেখাপড়া শিখবো চাকরি বাকরি করাবো বড় ঘরে শাদি বিয়ে দেবো আমি যে কায়দায় যে ঘরে শাদি বিয়ে করে দিতে সেই উদ্যোগ করাবো আমার জীবনের আশা প্রথম জীবনটি মোটামুটি এখনো তো আছে যে আমি উপরে কি কায়দায় আল্লাহ নিয়ে যাবে আমার এইটা আমার সবসময় নিয়ে এবং সৎ পথে থাকি
ভূমিহীন যেটা আছে বা গরিবদের যেটা হক সেটা নিয়ে উত্তরণ কাজ করে আমি সেইটারও যাই না এবং উত্তরণ থেকে জীবনে ভবিষ্যৎ করতে চাই
Uttaran's future remains in the hands and minds of its members. Despite the harrowing attacks, Shukjan also upholds Uttaran's work to defy social injustices. With the help of her community, she was able to fight off the attackers and keep her land. Shukjan continues to encourage others to persevere through hardships.
হ্যাঁ আমি অন্যকে তো বলি
কি বলবেন
যে এরকম আমার মানে অন্য স্বামী যাদের আছে যাদের নেই যাদের নির্যাতনা যদি হয় তা আমি বলি যে এরকম ধৈর্য করেন এরকম ধৈর্য করেন নির্যাতনা দিতে দিক আপনি শক্ত মুড়ি হাতের মুঠ জব্দ করে শক্ত হয়ে এইভাবে কাজ করেন এইভাবে এই লাইনে যান একটা হাঁস পোষেন মুরগি পোষেন ফার্স্ট খেতা সেলাই করেন এইভাবে উন্নতি করেন করে দেখবেন আপনার আস্তে আস্তে আপনি পরিবর্তন হয়ে যাবেন আর আপনার সবাই ধার্য করবেন সেইভাবে মানে বুদ্ধি দিচ্ছে যে সবাই যাবে আমি ওই
Through Bahanur, Habibur, Jahangir, and Shukjan, I found that Uttaran is a state of mind for those involved. It's a conviction to live an unconfined life.
সুরে বাসি